Can anyone learn how to sing? In this video, Stephanie reveals the simple truth behind one of the most common questions that aspiring singers ask. So stay tuned, and don't forget to check out our free online singing classes.
Hi, I'm Stephanie from Take Lessons, and I believe anyone can learn to sing. I'm a perfect example. I did not learn how to sing from birth. I had to work very hard, and learning how to manipulate my sound was very crucial. My tone was very nasal, and I learned how to manipulate my sound and understand how to play sound through instruction and teachers. Yes, some people are born with natural talent, and natural talent is different than learning to sing because you actually know how to utilize your voice correctly naturally. So it's less habits that you have to learn to break. The problem is a lot of bad habits develop when singing as you progress in terms of straining and encouraging that muscle memory of hitting that note by pushing and producing sound from your vocal cords instead of your diaphragm. And all these aspects that we don't see, it's all internal, and that's why it's frustrating to learn to sing because it isn't tangible. You can't turn on a button like a keyboard and have all the notes laid out in front of you. You're working with muscles, with air, with sound and vowels and all these aspects of the voice that are very overwhelming at times because you have to focus on so many things. But the truth is, the more you relax, the more you let go and trust your own voice, a lot of these aspects actually fix themselves. A good example is a student of mine I had several years ago. He's by far the most challenging. Off pitch, straining, no idea what he was doing. He improved the quickest of any student I've had. He can sing on pitch now. He can hit notes that are higher than even my sister can sing. It's impressive. And I even had my mother at the last recital comment how impressive he was and that she even believed that he was unfixable. I can get someone to understand and fix a problem right on the spot. But a lot of times singers have issues with consistency. Consistency, honestly, is practice. Like any instrument, it requires you to practice. So we have to develop this muscle memory and these good habits of singing by practicing. A good way to start singing is by singing other people's songs, but please don't imitate. A lot of times people start imitating other singers and cause problems alone by doing that. You don't want to sound like anybody else. Your voice naturally will have its own tone and will feel more comfortable by producing its natural tone. So by creating tones, you're actually creating tension to manipulate your sound to be something else. And a lot of times you hear things on the radio or particular tones that you don't understand how to create them. So you'll be using bad technique and encouraging bad muscle memory to create these sounds. Your natural tone will have its own sound because you're created different from someone else. Your nasal cavities are different. Your width and size of your nose, your lips, everything resonates different than somebody else. Your lung capacity, the body shape, everything will create your natural tone and will make your voice unique. Don't worry about sounding like anybody else because that part is opinion. So whether your voice sounds good to somebody or not good to somebody else is a matter of opinion. Yeah, you might be labeled as a bad singer if you don't sing on pitch because a song does require you to sing a melody line. It is learnable. It is something that is a technique. Practicing is crucial. It'll make you be consistent with the technique that you are learning. It is easier to manipulate and to control your voice by being in lessons because you're being encouraged with proper technique. A lot of times trying to figure it out yourself is very difficult. Make sure you find a teacher that you do feel comfortable with to make the mistakes that you need to make and that you are doing this safely. So she should be able to, or he should be able to explain in a very physical way how to correct and tell you what was going on when you feel a problem arise. As a beginner, you should hear differences right away as soon as you start practicing. So doing scales, breathing exercises are tedious work, but they will improve your song that you're singing. Being a more advanced intermediate singer, realistically speaking, will take several years, maybe a year. It all depends on your ability of understanding and how much awareness you have with your own body. A lot of times the internal stuff that I explain to people is frustrating because you can't see it. you have to be able to be aware without overthinking. So dropping your jaw, lifting your soft palate, modifying the vowel, releasing your air to your diaphragm, all these things all at the same time sounds overwhelming. But know that the more you trust your voice, let it go, let it do what it needs to do to produce its natural tone in an emotional and connected way, most of the problems actually go away. I always tell the first class with my students is that 80% of the problems that happen is because they're overthinking, they're afraid of the note that's coming in the song, so they keep their air in instead of release it in that moment in a very confident, powerful way. They hesitate, so they keep their air in. The diaphragm doesn't engage, the jaw doesn't drop, everything's tight. So 90% will be all in your head. You gotta trust the process, trust your voice, emotionally express it, and don't try to control it. Stop overthinking and let your voice be. Most of the problems go away when you trust your own voice. Pay attention to how it feels, your emotions, and it will reach its natural maximum potential.
What is your proof that anyone can learn how to sing? Let us know what inspires you in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. We'll see you next time.